to Living United. I'm Lori Pickell Stengel. I'm Executive Director of the United Way of the Brown County area, and today we'll be discussing a much needed food giveaway program coming to our area this coming Saturday, December 19th. As we move into the holiday season and many of the programs set up to help those affected by COVID are winding down, food insecurity is becoming a bigger issue for many of our individuals and families in the Brown County area and beyond. And the New Ulm Diocese, along with Catholic Charities, are reaching out to help. And they're getting help through a food truck program. And Knights of Columbus have also signed on to help. And they have reached out to the United Way. And so we, of course, want to make sure that people have access and the opportunity to get this food if they feel like they need it. So the impending holiday season is upon us, and as we know, with the new executive order that went into effect here a few weeks ago, that a lot of people have been laid off, and so food insecurity is becoming a bigger issue in our area. The Farmers to Families food program will be coming to the New Ulm Fairgrounds on Saturday, December 19th, with food distributions beginning at noon. And I have Deacon Tim Dolan from the New Ulm Diocese here with us today, and Knights of Columbus volunteer Gary Neibauer to tell us more about this upcoming food truck distribution. So Deacon Tim, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us about the Farmers to Families program and how you came about finding out about it?
Well, the way we came about finding about it was through Jane Stinson with Catholic Charities USA in Washington, D.C. And of course, it's a program through the United States Department of Agriculture. And it's been going on pretty much throughout the whole pandemic, but it will end at the end of the year. And there's an allotment for every area in the country, and through Jane, we were able to sign up for the truck that we're going to have coming here. It's going to be here on December 19th, and it'll be coming out of a warehouse in Hammond, Wisconsin. So, and it's produced locally food, and it's warehoused, and then they assemble it all together. It comes in boxes of 30 pounds, and it has meat and cheese and vegetables, and it's all good and nutritious food. And it's been a very good program, and it's put out a lot of food to a lot of hungry people.
Yeah, I know this. This is the second food truck that actually you guys have helped to sponsor. How did that first one work, and how was the turnout?
Well, I think the turnout was great, and the help was really excellent. And Gary, I'm sure we'll talk more about that, about the KC's effort. They've been very good in volunteering, and we had a lot of support throughout the whole community of New Ulm in efforts to help us with DNA Trucking and Florian Dietrich and the Fair Board and the fairgrounds, and all of the people that came to volunteer to help, and the police department. But I'm sure Gary will talk more about that in particular. But throughout the diocese, this will be our fifth truck that we've done. So we've been doing more of this out in the west end of the diocese as well.
So have you pinpointed that there is, have you seen an increase in need in this area, and that's why you decided to bring the food truck in? Or who do you really hope are going to benefit from this?
That's a good question. I think from the very first one we did, for me, it was just looking at the face of the people that come through. And I just remember an elderly couple, and I just visited with them a short time as they were driving through, and they said, "We've been waiting for this for quite a while. We really need the food." And I've seen other indicators such as that, but that one's the one that stands out in my memory.
Oh, yeah, and that's when it really hits home that that need is there. So Gary, tell us how the Knights of Columbus are involved and in the food truck food giveaway.
Sure, Lauren. Well, first of all, Deacon Tim and I have known each other for many, many years, together on the extension side, and me as a dairy veterinarian. Um, and Tim simply gave me a call and said, "Hey, we've got the opportunity for this farmers to families food donation program." And I read up on the program, and I thought, "Jeepers, that's part of the CARES Act. It's one of these pandemic relief issues that they're trying to do." And I said, absolutely, we can help with that. And so when we got together, we basically decided, okay, we need a location, and we need a location that's not going to cause any traffic backup. And so I had suggested the Brown County Fairgrounds. So I contacted John Dietz, who heads up the maintenance out at the Brown County Fairgrounds. And he just said, absolutely, we can help in this way. And so the Brown County Fairgrounds, under the direction of John Dietz, has graciously donated the facilities there. And it worked out just great. So that was the first hurdle that we had to do, is the location. Second, we needed to contact the police department in New Ulm, and Dave Borkert was the commander-in-chief that I contacted. And Dave said, absolutely, we can help. He said, that sounds like a great program, and we'd be more than happy to assist in any way we can. And so they were very, very generous in their help and trying to get set up outside of the gates of the fairgrounds. And so then within the fairgrounds, then the next thing was to try to get volunteers. And so the Knights of Columbus here in New Ulm at St. Patrick's Township 1076, we've got approximately 400 members. And I put out an email, and within a few days, we had over 50 volunteers and more on the way than after that. And so what we tried to do is then divide everything into approximately 3 shifts, sort of a setup shift, and then a second shift and a third shift. And then we realized, okay, we're going to get this truck. It's a refrigerated truck, but the driver wants to unload his load and then take off right away. And this is in October, and the weather sounded like it was going to be nice. And so we can't leave this perishable food sit outside. And so, again, as Deacon Tim mentioned, I thought of Florian Dietrich and at DNA Trucking. And Florian, of course, is always willing to volunteer and give of his time and efforts. And he said, sure. He said, why don't we have them come down to our docking station? We'll unload from their semi onto ours. We'll have a pallet jack then. And he said, I'll drive it down to the fairgrounds and I'll help unload as the day goes on. And so that was our third thing that we needed, was to get that accomplished. And then the next thing was the setup time. And so we had a handful of nights that decided to come in at 8:30 in the morning, help set up the cones, the direction, sort of a plan of action. And then we basically were going to start at 1 o'clock, Lori, but the cars were backed up all the way outside the fairgrounds by 12 o'clock. We were set on up, and we said we were going to start going, and we did, and everything went very, very smoothly. We ended up about 4:45 handing out the last box, and that was 1,200 boxes plus the milk that we had. So I think Tim and I figured out that was 40,000 pounds of food we distributed. So 20 tons, I mean, which is, or 200 tons, I should say, which is very, very impressive. And anyway, I think the thing that Tim had mentioned, there was actually one real interesting point. As people were coming in with the cars, we noticed that there was an elderly lady that was in between the cars, and we thought she was just visiting some friends that she might have known. So we went over and asked her if we could help her. And she said, oh, yes. She said, I don't have a car, but I need the food. And we said, oh, my gosh. So we took her out of the line, and we said, hey, we'll take care of this. Where do you live? We'll take you back home and stuff with the things. So as Deacon Tim said, there really was a need, and people were very, very appreciative. And so we really look forward to this second go-round. We know it's going to be a little different because it could be a lot colder. But we want to make sure that everybody gets the word on out that we have plenty of food, please come and get it as you see fit. There's no questions asked. It's all free. So we hope it'll be another success.
Yeah, and I know when we first met for that first food truck and we're talking about logistics and how this might work, I know we were almost concerned, 1,200 25-pound boxes. Are we going to be able to get rid of all of that? And it did not take long. Like you said, 5 o'clock and they were all given out. And so that was just in October, and this is happening again in December. But talk a little bit more about what's in these boxes, what people can expect, and how much food is it going to last, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Sure. Are you asking me or
Whoever wants to take it.
You start, Gary, and I'll fill in the blanks.
All right. Well, I think as Deacon Tim said, all the food depends upon the location that they're accumulating the food. Because this program was designed not only to feed the hungry, but also to help those farmers and ranchers that are in dire straits because of maybe some of the smaller operations that was sell locally, and a lot of these stores were closed and things of that nature. So coming from Wisconsin, I think the last truck came from Michigan. And on that load, there was mozzarella cheese, there was potatoes, there was onions, there was Salisbury steaks, there was milk. What else did we have in there? I think that was...
There was yogurt.
Yogurt, yes.
And then at the ones out west, we've also had, different variations of vegetables and meats. There's been hamburger and then different cuts of meat. And, it just depends on what's available at that point in time. And however that, it's all working. So you can't guarantee that it's going to be exactly the same as it was in the October giveaway, but it'll be good and nutritious food. And it will have milk.
Yep. In fact, coming from Hammond, Wisconsin, it'll have lots of cheese and milk. That's for sure.
You can count on that.
Also, yes.
That's great. I mean, just hearing about, the generality of what, there's a good mix of stuff in there. So definitely, like you said, good nutritional food, rounded. You got milk and meat and cheese and different vegetables and things. So great for individuals or families, either one. So you said you had a lot of volunteers the first go around. How about this next one that's coming up on December 19th? Do you still need volunteers? Is there help that you need? And who can they reach out to? I would assume you, Gary?
Sure, yes, Lori. We've got over 30 some volunteers already, and it's still 2 weeks out, so I'm sure that we'll get more. But anybody that would like to volunteer, we are always pleased to help people. Since it'll be a little colder and some of the individuals that are helping may be a little older, we would like to make sure that they stay comfortable and don't get too worked over too bad. And so, yes, any volunteers that would like to offer their help, please contact me. My cell phone number is 320-293-8271. And be more than happy to fill you in on the details and see once when you might want to reach out and give us a hand. But we had, besides the Knights of Columbus, we had individuals from Heart to Home Furnishings, which is another organization, nonprofit in town, where we deliver furniture to some of the homeless people that now have an apartment. It goes through social services and the Numas House. And so we're trying to help in other ways to help with those individuals then too. So lots of great organizations in town that are very willing to help.
Very good. And just to let everybody know, if you or your family needs help, or someone who could benefit from this food truck that's coming, again, it's coming to the New Ulm Fairgrounds. over by the Washington Learning Center school, and they will start distributing at noon on Saturday, December 19th. So please spread the word, let people know that this really, really great opportunity for people who might be food insecure is coming to our area. And if for some reason you cannot make it to this event, we encourage you to reach out to any of the food shelves in Brown County. So we have, of course, 3 different food shelves that you can contact. The New Ulm Area Food Shelf. It's at 1305 South Valley Street, or you can give them a call at 507-354-7668. There is the Sleepy Eye Food Shelf, which is located at 130 2nd Avenue in Sleepy Eye. And their phone number is 507-794-5969. And the Spring Food Food Shelf is located at 804 East Rock Street in Springfield, Minnesota. And their phone number is 507-723-4120. And for any resources that you might be needing, we encourage you to go to our website, United Way of the Brown County Area, www.unitedwaybrowncountyarea.org, and go to our resource page. We have many partners that help with everything from food insecurity to housing to domestic abuse, health issues. So please get those resources that you need in Brown County. And thank you, Gary, and thank you, Tim, so much for taking time out of your busy day to tell us about the Farmers to Families food truck that's coming. And thank you so much for bringing this great resource to our area.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you,
Yes.
Lori.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
And we want just to remind you all that you can check out our show here on NewCat once a month to learn more about the resources in Brown County. So our mission and our vision is to connect people with the resources they need when they need them in Brown County. So thank you all very much. See you next time.